how to pass your ACCA Advanced Audit Assurance AAA examination with some top tutor tips. If you have this option paper coming up, you are in the right place because Shamid has kindly come on board to talk us through his key tutor top tips that he helps students to get the pass. But without me stealing your thunder, Shamid, feel free to introduce yourself, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, James. I am Shamid Abraham. I have been tutoring AAA for the past almost 20 years. I started my professional career at PwC in Trinidad, so probably that's where I developed my love for auditing. I also do a lot of webinars with the ACCA Caribbean team and the ACCA North American team, all of these exam prep webinars every session as well. I have also had 11 prize-winning students for the AAA exam, James, all top in the Caribbean with some notable world placings, third in the world, fourth in the world, yeah, recently as well. And for the past 10 years, I've also been an audit marker for a UK accounting body. So I understand the AAA and auditing exams from every conceivable angle. Recently as well, I just joined FME Learn Online, the UK-based platinum provider of ACCA tuition.
Fantastic, Shamif. Well, we've got a lot to get through because the students are now telling me, James, ask him, how am I going to be a prize winner? How am I going to pass the exam? So, what could talk us through, Shamid? If I'm an advanced audit assurance student doing my exam, where do you start? How do you get a student on the route to passing?
Well, funny that you'd mentioned that. Where do you start? And I have always advocated starting with the question one in the exam.
Hmm.
It may go, and this is my very strong independent opinion. Yeah, a lot of students may have heard otherwise, but I feel very strongly about starting the exam with the question one. Simply because, James, a massive component of the question one relates to the professional marks.
Hmm.
So there are 10 professional marks in the question one that, believe it or not, it is so easy to get those 10 professional marks. Yeah. And if you think about it, if we just go into numbers, if I've gotten 10 professional marks, James, and I've done not, if I haven't done really well in the rest of the question one, and I've gotten, let's just say 15 out of 40
Hmm.
in the technical marks, guess what? 10 plus those 15, I'm sitting on 25 out of 50. I've passed the question one.
Mm.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you would like me to, I could just get into how easy it is very quickly on how to get those 10 professional marks.
The floor's yours. Go, go.
Four of them, James, there are four communication marks. And the four communication marks is as easy as us communicating here. It's literally a format, yeah, a briefing notes format. Yeah, two professional marks for that. Yeah, and then structure, and I've had a video recently on my LinkedIn profile on how to get those four communication marks. It's so simple. And then in the question one, there's another mark for the consistent application of materiality, just to continuously reference your accounting issue to the threshold that you've chosen.
Mm.
1 mark, in addition to 3 marks for 3 simple calculations. Then, questioning management's treatment, which the average student by default, without even thinking, would have done that in their answer. So I'm literally accumulating marks for doing nothing extra. So my first top tip for the AAA exam is you need to get in the question one first, because by just the mere attempt at the question one, who knows, you probably would have attracted those 10 professional marks.
Wow, fantastic. Well, that makes the exam sound really easy now, Shamid, on
It
there.
actually is, believe it or not. It actually is, my friend.
Well, if a student has picked the Advanced Audit Assurance exam as their option paper, What other things spring to mind that's going to help them to get maybe the technical knowledge? What about if they don't work in audit?
mhm, mhm,
Talk us
mhm.
through what's next on your mind as a key top tutor tip.
Okay, so interesting that you mentioned that they don't work in audit, and the scenarios in the AAA exam are all designed for a student who, may not have worked in auditing. They're not complicated scenarios. So you may have a scenario on an oil and gas business that does not require a student to have an intricate knowledge of the oil and gas business.
Hmm.
The scenario has been drafted in such a way that the average student can extract marks from that scenario without having any sort of technical knowledge of the industry.
Hmm.
However, what I would say for that student or all students who are looking at choosing AAA, it is absolutely necessary to attempt AAA together with SBR or immediately after SBR,
Hmm.
where that SBR knowledge will be fresh. Yeah, it is absolutely critical. So, someone may not have plans for being in auditing. They may not have been brought up in auditing. However, the AAA exam is the one out of those options that is not directly connected to the level two, the applied skills equivalent. It's more connected to SBR, believe it or not.
Right. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. So
Yes.
if a student maybe didn't do very well on SBR, maybe they got a basic pass, 50 to
hmm
55, then
hmm
what you're
hmm
saying is that when you're
hmm
coming on and stepping up to do advanced audit and assurance,
Yep.
you've got to really be on top of those accounting standards,
Yep.
technical articles,
hmm
external examiners reports. What else
Yeah.
are we thinking?
And I would say even if a student had just barely passed SBR, that's fine. That can work for AAA because AAA is not SBR.
Hmm.
AAA just requires a basic surface working knowledge of the standards.
Hmm.
So you may have a scenario in the AAA exam that was hinting at maybe an impairment. Yeah. Now, in the SBR exam, you may have to do some detailed calculations with respect
Hmm.
to impairment, but not so in the AAA exam. In the AAA exam, you may just get 1 mark for what we refer to as the relevant accounting treatment. So just to say that an impairment loss occurs when the recoverable amount is less than the carrying value, which is and the recoverable amount being the higher of value in use and fair value less cost to sell. Guess what? That's 1 mark.
Hmm.
That's the extent of the SBR overlap. So there's no fear. A student should not be scared that, okay, I understand that I need SBR knowledge. Do I need to reinvent the wheel with SBR? And the answer to that is no.
Oh, super. Well, we've got to also talk about some of the
hmm
topics in
Yep,
advanced audit assurance on
yep,
there. I'm thinking
yep.
back to when I did it as my option paper. I'm thinking audit risk questions,
hmm
business risk questions,
hmm
substantive procedures,
Yep,
internal controls.
yep,
Talk me through any others that a student just has to have these
yep,
core knowledge areas, or
yep.
they're going to go into the exam at a disadvantage.
Yep, yeah. So, remember a couple of minutes ago, I said that that sort of core knowledge is not like, it's not heavily featured in the AAA exam. Yes, you need to know how to explain audit risk, but you don't need to regurgitate an explanation of audit risk. You need to identify audit risk from a lot of examples in a
Hmm.
scenario. Internal controls. Again, it's not the sort of detailed knowledge that you need at AA.
Hmm.
Now, in terms of the topics that you can see in the AAA exam that are absolutely critical, yes, risk between business risk and audit risk, James, it accounts for 25% of the AAA exam,
Hmm.
but it comes out of a lot of information in the question one. So with a lot of question practice, it's very easy to be able to master audit risk for the AAA exam.
Hmm.
However, there are particular skills that I would say that a student should be able to master in the AAA exam. One of them is describing an audit procedure. There's a lot of fuss in the AAA exam about audit procedures,
Mhm.
state audit, explain audit evidence. And believe it or not, James, it's a simple sentence. It's a source of audit evidence and a purpose. Obtain a copy of the loan agreement, half mark, to confirm the proceeds. Half mark, believe
Mm.
it or not. And so to pass the AAA exam, I always tell students, you mentioned topics, but I would twist that a bit and I would say there's certain skills that you need to master. The art of explaining an audit procedure, as well as another example is ethics. That
Mm.
it's not the knowledge as such from AA, but it's the art of explaining an ethical threat. What
Mm.
creates the threat, how the auditor's objectivity will be compromised. Yeah. So the AAA exam is all about SBR knowledge and some key skills that you need to master.
Spot on. Yeah, with the application, we should have got that on at the start.
Yeah.
Application
Yep. Yep.
of the scenario in your
Mm-hmm.
answer. And
Mm-hmm.
the other thing which I sadly failed the AAA exam,
Yeah.
I've already said it on record, but the reason why I failed it first time round was
Mm-hmm.
because I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
read the requirements properly.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
started to write loads of stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
Mm-hmm.
look back at some of my old mock papers, I went and read through the answers. I went, I've just read through this. Nowhere
Mm-hmm.
near, no
Mm-hmm.
marks whatsoever. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
do you have any other thoughts on exam technique that could help a student? What sort of rattles through your mind?
Yeah, I would also say as well that you know, you may not believe this, but I've said it for years that the AAA exam is actually easier to pass than the AA exam. The AA exam requires real auditing skill. Yeah, the average student may never have met a substantive procedure before. Yeah, it's a lot of knowledge. But the AAA, as you rightly said, requires a lot of application. Now, that application skill comes from a lot of question practice.
Hmm.
And I think one of the big problems with the AAA students at that level, James, all the challenges that students have, work, study,
Hmm.
bringing in, family life and everything like that, that we may get around to the exam. A AAA student may be at a higher level in an organization with a lot more responsibilities.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I would like to tell all the AAA students listening to this here is that if you can get in a lot of question practice, yeah, the AAA exam is very repetitive. It's extremely repetitive. Yeah, so just to take one example that I always like to use is that there's a question in the exam on the evaluation of uncorrected misstatements or uncorrected errors. James, if you were to look at 5 of those past questions, you will be amazed to see how very similar they are, the scenarios and the requirements. So I would say to all AAA students, try to get in as much question practice as possible. Go in one direction, get to work on questions, and then plug your knowledge gaps if they
Right.
exist.
Yeah.
Versus starting to read a very thick textbook that bears very little relevance to the real exam.
Well, on that bombshell, do you have any
Mhm.
other final last point, Shamid, that you've got to get on
Yep.
record that
Yep.
could help a student get to that 50 plus?
Yeah, so I started off by saying the question one is the easiest question in the exam, simply because there's a lot of fear out there about the question one, and a lot of students focus a lot on the question one and they ignore the section B of the
Mhm.
exam. James, the section B is the real challenge in the AAA exam. So my final bit of advice for you guys, ensure that you have practiced enough of those PFI questions, prospective financial information questions.
Yeah.
They turn up a lot. Ensure that you've done a lot of the quality management questions. It's one of the favorite topics for the AAA examiner. Ensure that you've done all the different types of completion type questions. The examiner has stated 1 out of the 2 section B questions will be at the completion phase of the audit. Have I practiced all of the different variants to that completion type question? Going concern, correction of
Mm-hmm.
uncorrected misstatements, the actual opinions itself, appraising the auditor's report. So my last piece of advice there, James, is the section B, the section B, the section B. Yeah, you need to really, really focus on that section B of the exam.
Fantastic. I actually have one last question for you before we
Yep,
wrap up. Do you
yep.
recommend to your students to do section A first or section B on there?
Yep, very good question. I get it a lot from students. I always recommend doing the question one or the section A first. Yeah,
Right.
simply because it's very structured, James. It's very structured. There's not a lot of subjectivity built into the question one versus the section B. And whenever there's a lot less subjectivity, it
Mm,
means it's a lot more straightforward.
mm,
And a student can actually accumulate marks with a straightforward template.
yeah.
But when you get to a subjective question in the section B, where I have to think, where I have to fashion an answer,
Mm.
yeah, it proves to be a little more difficult, and no one wants to begin the exam with a difficult question.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know we touched on it earlier on in the recording, but I just wanted to
Yeah,
clear it up because I was there going,
yeah,
"Ooh, some students might want to go one way or the other." But I have to say,
hmm
Shamid, a
yeah,
massive thank you for coming on today,
yeah.
sharing all your insights. And guys, what I've done for you is I put Shamid's details in the description below. Feel free to reach out to him on LinkedIn. And Shamid, any other final words of wisdom, best wishes for the students ahead of their exam?
No, I mean, I just want to say all the best. I want to thank you, James, of course, for giving me this opportunity. What I can tell you is that I live and breathe AAA. I live on WhatsApp. You guys can contact me at any time. Time zone does not make a difference. Reach out to me. Let's have a chat about AAA. Yeah, and you might actually be really, really surprised how easy this exam may be.
Oh my word. Well, guys, make sure you subscribe and like so you don't miss out on any further videos with Shabid. And best of luck with your exam. So I'll see you next time. Thank you very
All the
much.
best, guys. Bye.